Okay, I thought I'd show you this because as I was painting and getting rid of my paint, I thought, oh, there's quite a lot of, you know, indentations here on this one. So I'm going to cover this one with tissue paper. All right, I use a watered down glue, PVA, and it's 2 to 1. All right, I don't mind paint on the brush. Okay, actually there's a bit too much water on that. Doesn't really matter. I've started painting it, it's not dry or anything. Doesn't matter. Right, so I just size it up. This is what this is called, sizing. It used to be, it might be something different now. And then see, this is all split, but I might not even use that bit there. I might put a full spine in, so that I'll just do it all together. So I'm just using my paint up and to show you a different way. And then you get your tissue paper, any tissue paper will do. This is from the inside of napkins. Okay, that's the front there. So if I do a join, I usually do it there. I do that. That's it. And I'm going to use the rest of my paint over the top of it while it's here. Might as well. And then I rip this. Okay, and leave that to dry now. Okay, all right, we'll get on with this one now. Okay, what I tend to do, I'll see what my new light's like. I haven't got any shadow now, which is good. So I tend to just get rid of that. Oh, that's rubbish. I don't think I'll be using that. Okay, and what I'm going to do, I think, before I forget, is get rid of some of this and put some tape on to secure that. Okay, so let's trim that off. And also this one. Making sure you don't cut through. Yes, I've done that too. Right. So I am going to put masking tape on there just for a bit of protection. Should get it in there. Okay, this is all covers anyway, but just a bit of protection as well. Actually, come up a bit better than that. It was a bit wonky. If it's wonky now, it puts my eye off things. So there we go. Okay, I'll stop it falling apart on us while we're doing this. I didn't realise it was as bad as that. We can put this on here as well. Yeah, because I'm not. If you use fabric, it would cover that, the whole spine. Or shall we do that? Yeah, because that's what I sometimes do. I do that and then I put fabric right over. No, I'm going to do it this way, just to show you that we can salvage now. Okay, and you need to put your tissue paper over that as well. Yeah, and I'll get on with the other one while this is drying. I love all this sort of techniques and stuff. I really do. It's my favourite part. Playing. It's a long time since I've done one, so that's good. Right. Tissue paper. This is, you know, from napkins. This is all this is. Okay, don't need too much. I'm just gonna scrunch it up a bit. Chuck that dirty cloth away. Yeah, I'm sort of ripping it a bit, and so that I don't need too much on there. Oops. I'm trying to uneven it a bit. I don't want that line there. Okay, and the same the other side. Okay, that's not totally dry, but it's hard enough for me to paint over without disturbing the tissue, so that's fine. Oh, there. I got my colours that I want, yeah, and paintbrush. So we're back to where we were in the beginning of the other one, yeah, but just covered in this. So I'm going to do a bit of green first because I'm really liking this green here. It's a bit thick actually. Just a bit of water of mine. It's that old one. Just, okay. So a bit thick and cloggy, just put some water in. So it's fine. Okay, right, this walnut, the dark one here, is a bit thick, so no, it's drying up, I think. Yeah, I didn't clean my brush purposely because I quite like that when that happens. So okay, I haven't got any of the lighter one there, have I? No. There it is. Stop coming out. Right, let's see that. It's awful, doesn't it? First to it. Okay, and now I swap between all the colours. Okay, so we blend in this in, and hopefully we're still, you know, but lighter. With sort of toning that green down, then I'll dip into that and sort of mixing it around. Just to dull all that down. And maybe around the edges here, just do a bit darker. Okay, and then you put that darker one over the top of that, like that, but blending that out into that one. I remember doing this years ago for a Harry Potter journal. Similar anyway. Right, I'm just gonna paint around there. Just got to do the bottom, but know that. Okay, squish in there. You just sort of have to look around to make sure you've got it all covered inside all the little bits. And now I'm going to carry on with my dark here. A bit more. Actually want a bit of green in there. Okay, that's it, I think. Looking at that. Okay, just got to let that dry. Okay, well, it'll look like leather when I'm finished. Okay, this one should be dry. So if I take too much off, that means it wasn't dried properly. Okay, it still feels a bit cold. But I've lost my big sanding block already. I can't find it anywhere. So I've got a little one here. It's typical, isn't it? Oh dear. So you just do that when it's dry, and then you just feel it, and like around here as well. It's a little bit funny there, and that's still a bit damp there as well. So we'll leave that. I'll just put a bit of paint on there and leave that. Yeah, it's already, that is feeling lovely. I'll just repaint this bit here. See, and that's all you do. So that's why you don't chuck away your paint yet. Might do a bit there as well. Okay, yeah, it's just gonna have to dry a bit more. I thought it was a bit earlier. A bit too early. Right, leave it to dry. See, now don't tell me that I've lost that one as well. No. I'm not allowed. Be a good old sand. Just got to make sure this is dry before you do this, all right? Okay, well that's finished. Okay, so a little bit done there, I think. That's the front. Yep. Okay. Right, give it a wipe over. Okay, then this is where I get an ink pad. Okay, and I go over it. Let's see if I got walnut's good, or fire brick can look really nice too. Okay. Right, I've got walnut, that's one of my old ones, and I've got a fire brick. Okay, I usually, with the walnut stain, I find it can be a little bit green sometimes because it's very matte. Okay, and matte colours have a bit of a greeny tinge, but I counteract that with adding a bit of red on the top. Okay, so hopefully there's some on there. Yeah, and I'll just go over. And it picks up on the bits that, you know, are still lumpy. It's a little bit there, never mind. Could have done with something darker there, couldn't we? Just that little bit, isn't it? That I pulled off right in the beginning. Never mind. Let's do that. Don't have to use your old pad, it's just that I thought, I don't know whether I've got a new one of the walnut stain, because I don't tend to use that one, only for this. Go in. that. Not sure there's much on here actually. Oh no, it is, yeah. That. And then a bit of that over the top. Just gonna, it's just not picking up on there. To doctor that bit up, but we can use corners on there, so they're a little bit tiny, a little bit broken there, a bit spongy. And just go around, make sure you've got everything. And then we just seal it, okay, which I'm going to do now, and I'll see you in a bit. And I'm going to stick this in. So all you do on this one, which I said on the other video, because there's two parts to this video, one with the smooth cover and one with the napkin. Okay, it's just, I cut it 2 mil shorter that side, the height, on the height, and 2 mil on the width, all right, so that it fits in there nicely, so it doesn't interfere with any of that, all right. Right, so stick that in, and then we'll paint it. Use quite a bit of glue. Use, I mean, this is 3-in-1. You know, I use my little bottle glue. You don't watch me very often, then that's what it is. It's either Fabri-Tac or 3-in-1 glue. Okay. And I tend to flatten that out and make sure it's all covered. I don't mind if the glue gets on there because it's all being covered. Like that. Good job. And then that sits in there. Okay. Just to make sure, you know, if in doubt, always take it out and trim a bit off, because you will never be happy if it catches on those. All right, because it won't lift this up because I'm putting fabric on mine. But if you don't use fabric, you need to use something like Tyvek or something like that, okay, because after time these do wear thin. All right, and Tyvek is indestructible. Okay, I'm not worrying about that drying. I'm just going to paint, and I'm not worrying about this. That's the inside of it, but even though I do actually like it, but it's not going to suit what I'm doing. So I have saved one of the pages because I actually thought it was quite nice. Paint with whatever colour you're using. I'm going to worry about the middle bit. Make sure it's all in there. I mean, this is covered with fabric anyway, but might as well do it. Touch up any bits like there. I'm just spreading the paint out. Don't need to do all this as well. Dry quicker if it's not thick. Okay, leave that to dry. Okay, it's all nice and dry. Okay, so the first thing we do is put this in, all right, which it's usually about 4 inches, I think, across. By, depends if you want something to hang over. I do a little bit, okay, just a tiny bit for me, but it's usually about 4 inches that way. I'm sure it is. Just, yeah, it is all but 4 inches. I just tend to sort of eye it, and then, yeah, so just got to put that in there now. Okay, I tend to put it on, then rub it in again. The one I'm using here is quite thin, so you've got to be careful with your glue because it will show through. So I sort of know my fabric, and always try a bit. Do you know what I mean? On a spare bit of card, you get a little bit of the fabric, and try it before you do this. And you don't have to go mad, but if there's no lumps, it's better. Okay, and I'm gonna put that down. There's loads more over that way. Okay. You don't want too thick a fabric for that because you still, you know, want everything to bend, so that's fine. And then I am gonna put a bit in there, but not much, yeah. And then do the same here. So there's no lumps. It doesn't matter about that, so covering that over, and then I will just sort of run my finger along there, yeah, or something like that. Okay, you want that nice and neat. Come on, fluff. Okay, and the same the other side. So a little bit down there. Sort of maneuver it a bit like that, make sure okay, kind of like a little bit up here. There you go. Trim off all the bits and bobs before we put the paper on. Yep, like that. I quite like bits hanging out of there anyway, so yeah, it's lovely. Yeah, that's nice. That's really nice and firm now. Lovely. Right, I've got the papers that I want from the kit here. So I'm going to use that. I've inked up the edges all the way around, cut them. It's usually about 1/4 inch shorter. Okay, a little bit, you know, here it doesn't matter, but I've done it about there. Okay, so about 1/4 inch smaller than the actual there, and then you usually get it about right. I think I've done mine a little bit skinnier, but it's okay. I've this was printed on my inkjet, so I've sealed mine with acrylic wax. Okay, so if you've got Mod Podge is okay, of course it is. I know acrylic wax and Mod Podge are okay on top of inkjet, as long as you leave them for 24 hours. Don't print them out and then straight away Mod Podge them. The ink will shift. Okay. That's about right. Do the other side the same. There you go, all nice and dry, and a nice journal. Okay, now see, some people, I will say, some people cut this the same length as that, and then they put little sort of slit along here so you can't see it, but I'm one of these that like these bits hanging and everything. I like all that, so that's why I leave mine. So I'm only showing you the way I do it. Okay, there's God knows how many different ways, you know, that you can. So I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, I'll show you the other one as well. So we got that one. And that one. Okay. All right. Ready for some papers now, which I'll getting on with now. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching, everybody. And the junk in the trunk with this is part of, I explain it at the end of the first video. Okay, so what you've got to do. Okay, thank you very much then. Bye.